Hi everybody, Chief Andrew Smith here from the Green Bay Police Department with your update. Today is Monday, March 30th. So far things are going great. As I always say, we're fully staffed. No issues with officers calling in. Nobody's sick with the coronavirus here in our police department. About 25 officers out in the field right now handling everything. More of them coming in on our afternoon shift. So we're in really good shape when it comes to our personnel and our police resources that are out there. In Wisconsin, as of this afternoon at about 1 o'clock, and again this is Monday, March 30th, we had 1,154 confirmed cases in Wisconsin. Lost a total of 17 people to the coronavirus, so that is a terrible tragedy in of itself. In Brown County, we've had 6 cases, no loss of life in Brown County, and most of those people, I believe, two are in the hospital, 2 are recovered fully, and 2 are isolated and recovering at home. So we're still at 6 cases in Brown County total. Our calls for service are down. We did another check. Last week our calls for service were down a full 20% compared to the same week a year ago in 2019. That 20% reduction in calls that we're getting is being mirrored across the country. Most other cities are reporting pretty much a 20% decline. If you recall, a week ago we had a 17% decline in radio calls. Now we're down to about a 20% decrease in radio calls, and we're also seeing the same kind of decrease in the crimes that are occurring. I do have to tell you about one crime that bothers me personally a little bit during this time, and that is graffiti. We've seen a couple incidents where young people, mostly young men, will go out during this coronavirus business and spray paint on cars or other people's property. I want you to know that we take those kinds of crimes in Green Bay very seriously. We go for complete prosecution on every single one of those cases, and if we find somebody doing that, if they're a juvenile, we're going to go to their parents and demand through the courts civil fines and restitution for the victims. So we want them to be held criminally liable. We want them or their parents, if they're juveniles, to be held civilly liable. We want them to pay for going out and intentionally damaging people's property here during the coronavirus. Today we met with the Brown County Chiefs and the Sheriff. We talked about scheduling. We talked about how we're going to handle it if one of our smaller communities in Green Bay or in Brown County or Green Bay gets adversely impacted by the coronavirus, how the other cities and the Sheriff's Department are all going to pull together and provide police coverage for those cities. So there won't be a time in the future where some cities has their police department impacted by the coronavirus and they don't have coverage. We'll make sure that all throughout Brown County everybody has police coverage in the event this coronavirus gets really bad here in Brown County, which we hope it doesn't. So we're all working together, just like everybody's working together here in Green Bay, and couldn't be prouder of how our city's doing. One question I keep getting asked is, do I need a piece of paper that says I'm an essential worker and I'm traveling? The answer is no, you don't. If you're an essential worker, you do not need a piece of paper that says you're an essential worker. If the officer stops you for whatever reason, and we don't stop people just because they're traveling around, of course we stop them for traffic violations. But if you do get asked, just explain what you're doing out there. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to take care of a sick relative. I'm working on child care issues and I'm transporting my kids pursuant to a court order. Or I'm going to my essential job. I do this and here I go. And you'll be fine. The officers won't give you any problems with that. So again, Monday, March 30th, things are going very well here in the Green Bay Police Department. City of Green Bay is very quiet. I want to thank everybody for pulling together and working together on this. You're doing a great job, Green Bay. Thanks.